As I said, I coded a lot of code for the final aim to have a little to be messed up with when it comes to the user. When it comes to the steps, it really takes some time to understand what you have to achieve and how you are going to achieve it, because we're talking here about probably 3,600 lines of code. Surely you can do something that's shorter, simpler. I opted for a more enclosed and more designed program, and we will see why then. But the steps that I really followed was defining the problem, which is going from the data to price data to the final predictions. Designing a program structure. How do you want to design and implement the program? How do you want the program to look and to be used? And then, using functional and object-oriented paradigms, which are very common within the software development industry. And then, after having the first version of the program and the project, I've tried to bring improvements and new features. Before finishing, I had to test usability, because the program is very interactive. And then, of course, you want also to be sure that the figures you come with at the end are reliable. And so all the calculations, results, and all the figures that you have make sense. So these were the main steps. Let's start with the overview. As I said, I coded a lot of code for the final aim to have a little to be messed up with when it comes to the user. And so basically we have 9 steps that allow you to use my program. And the first one is providing some details within this dictionary. And you pass in the stock you want to analyze, the dates on the time frame. And then, because here we run a scraping from Twitter, you can pass some parameters that are related to Twitter accounts and keywords for hashtags and searching those posts. And that's it. These are the parameters you pass in to, let's say, define your analysis on the stock, the time frame, and the Twitter content. And then we go ahead and we have few methods that will basically exploit the whole program. The first thing you do is to initialize a pipeline, which is a direct acyclic graph in this case, where all the functions get pushed in, and each function output will feed the next function input. So you initialize a pipeline, you call the run method of the instance of the pipeline, which is our third step. And then you basically end up with the data, and the data will be the data set where the program will compute the backtesting calculation. So once you have the data, you retrieve those data and you initialize, in our 5th step, the backtest strategy. Now, this backtest strategy class has few methods, which we will see in the next slide. Like in point 6, we can preprocess data, which means take care of missing values, outliers, anything that has to do with cleaning the data, manipulating the data, so that we can feed correctly the machine learning algorithm. And then you can start training the model with the 7th method and test the model. All these steps are, let's say, recursive and interactive, so that basically once you call one of these methods, you will be prompted with a menu driven program, and you will just input data as you are interacting with any other application within your environment of development. And you can write files, you can save files, you can delete files from this program which are related to the machine learning model, and the program will do everything for you. At the end, there's the last method, which is strategy performance. And you basically call that to end up with your plots and tables that will show the result of the strategy, which we will see in the next slide. So this is one of the tables that get as an output. So as we see, we have the return of the buy and hold strategy as well as the annualized return, and then we have the returns of the trading strategy, and then we have few more parameters like Sharpe ratio, the total number of trades that the backtesting carried out, the hit ratio, which is how many trades were successful, and then you have what was the average profit for each trade, what was the average loss for each trade, the maximum drawdown, so how much when your account down, its maximum figure, and how many days it took to recover from that drawdown. And this is one of the outputs that the program will give you to analyze your strategy, whether it is worth to be further developed or implemented. And then you have some graphs. This is for the drawdown, so you will see you have what we have seen as 1.42 we have here on the graph, and it happens around probably that was March 2020, so when the pandemic started. And yeah, you find visualization of those figures on your plots, and you can have a sense check, and then you have the returns plotted, and these just compare the buy and hold strategy, which means just buying the stock and holding the stock on the same time frame, as opposed to if we were trading according to the strategy. And so we have here in orange, we have the trading strategy. We see it's a very steady curve up, which was catching towards the end also returns that the stock couldn't do. It was just falling. So these, let's say, can give us how the strategy performed along the time frame. And again, we can see in March 2020, when the stock went down because of the wider market going down, the strategy kept making money, which is, I mean, it's good to see. However, you guys still have to take in account all the simplifications that a program like this brings when compared to actually live trading the strategy. One of the last improvements I did was to include transaction fees into the backtesting strategy, and also the option to pass in how much of your account you are trading at each trade, because those are circumstances that you have in real trading. And so yeah, this was one of the latest improvement I did. And once you tweak these parameters, you can see how the strategy changes in terms of total returns as opposed to the buy and hold strategy. Yeah, this is pretty much basically how you use the program. At the end of this webinar, you will have links to the GitHub repository. So if you want to get your hands dirty with the program, feel free to do it. Clone the repository, recycle this program, use this program for your own research or just to understand or experiment. But yeah, you will see that the program is very, very easy to use, and everything is documented on my GitHub repository page.